guys, welcome back to my channel. I am filming my Q&A today finally. Alyssa asks, how did you meet your husband? So I think I may have talked about this before, but it was probably a long time ago. Taylor and I met while we were working at Starbucks, and he was a shift supervisor at the time and I had just gotten the job at Starbucks. So we actually worked at a Starbucks that was 24 hours, and I used to go there before I even worked there with my roommate all the time in the middle of the night and just hang out. And one day Taylor walked by because he was working. He usually worked the night shift, and my roommate was like, oh my gosh, that guy is so your type. He had like long, dark, almost black hair, ear piercing, like skinny. This is just the type that I go for. And I was like, oh my gosh, he literally is exactly my type. And then completely forgot about that incident and that night and forgot about him. And I ended up getting a job at that location. And after a while of working at the same place, we started dating. And if you work at Starbucks or have worked at Starbucks, you know that that's like a big no-no. So we had to keep it a secret for like almost a year, and it was just drama. But it all worked out, and now we're married, and now neither of us work at Starbucks anymore. So Claire asks, are you against self-tanners? I've noticed you're always pretty pale. LOL, not a bad thing at all, just wondering. Smiley face. Okay, that's actually a really good question. I'm not necessarily against self-tanners. It's not something that I believe in doing while I'm pregnant, because it does go straight into your bloodstream pretty much when you put anything on your skin. And so I just feel like I don't want to give my baby that kind of a start to life. And when I'm not, like I said, I'm not against them. I just don't tend to use them very much. I've kind of like embraced my pastiness because there's just so much upkeep and so much maintenance. Like, oh, it's been this many days, gotta do my self-tanner again. Like, if I were to look in my day and my week, I would be kidding myself to think that I have time to do that. So it's just one of those things that I just don't even go there. But I would like to. I mean, I would like to be tan. It'd be kind of fun, I think. And I used to do them, but like I said, I just don't have time for that. Okay, my friend Danny L here on YouTube asks, if you could collab with any brand, who would it be and what would you create? A few of you guys actually asked me this question, so that's really hard. I know this, I mean, I don't know, it's not something I've ever given any thought to, just because in my mind that's like never gonna happen. But if it did ever happen, I would be really choosy about like the brand that I would work with, because I feel like when you put your name on something and you tell somebody to buy it, or you basically put your stamp of approval on something, that's not something that I take lightly. And I feel like I would really be selective about what I put out there, just because your trust does mean everything to me. So with that said, I would probably do either a liquid lipstick or an eyeshadow. And if I did an eyeshadow, it would have to be with a brand like maybe ColourPop, because I actually really like their eyeshadows, or Makeup Forever, which I know that's not something they usually do, is like partner with vloggers and bloggers and stuff, or Makeup Geek. That's pretty much it, yeah. And if I did a liquid lipstick, probably the same brands. Caitlin asks, at what age did you start wearing makeup? I remember my mom taking me to the department store with my best friend in like, I think like 6th grade. Went to the Clinique counter and we got our makeup done. We picked out a bunch of products to buy, and I can't remember exactly when that was, but I want to say it was like early junior high or like 6th grade or something like that. But I've wanted to wear makeup and tried to get away with it for like my whole life. I remember in like early elementary school, I had this like play makeup that was like it actually did kind of work, but it wasn't very pigmented, you know what I mean? So I had this like stack of lipsticks, so I'd sneak it to school and like run to the bathroom before class and put it on, and then my teachers would send me marching straight back to the bathroom to take it off. We don't wear makeup at school, Sarah, is what they would say. So it's always been a part of me, and as soon as I was like really old enough to wear makeup and like do kind of whatever I wanted with it is when I just like. Dulce asks, do you have or plan on having kids? Do you speak any languages? Any other languages? Yes, in case you don't know already, I do have a son. He's 4.5 and his name is Levi. He never really makes an appearance on this channel because I have to film during the nighttime, which is when he's sleeping, obviously. Right now it's daytime and he's playing outside. But we are also expecting our second in early November, so yes to that one. And then, do you speak any other languages? I grew up learning Spanish most of my life, and so I speak a little bit of Spanish. I also started teaching myself Japanese, which I really want to finish learning. But the problem is that I want to learn all the languages, every single one. I used to know most of like American Sign Language too. That's probably my favorite. I adore sign language so much. But yeah, I want to learn all the languages. It's kind of a problem. Shy Vicky says, do you know what you're having yet, and do you have any names picked out? In case you haven't seen our pregnancy vlogs, which I will link down below, we do not know the gender of the baby. We didn't find out with Levi either. It was a surprise, and we love doing it that way. It is so much fun, and like there's no other surprise that you can create for yourself in life that is that impactful and that like mind-blowing. A lot of people aren't able to do that and don't think that it's cool, but we do and we really love it. As such, it's also kind of hard to have names picked out. We have a few that we like, but I do not believe in naming my baby before it's born. Like I said, tons of people can do that and it works amazingly for them, but when Levi was born, we were pretty sure we wanted his name to be Sawyer. And when he was born, I was like, I cannot name this kid Sawyer. He does not look like a Sawyer. He's not, it doesn't feel right, you know? And we were so sure. So I just think back and I'm like, if we had known it was a boy, if we had like painted Sawyer on his wall and stuff, like I would have felt like I had to name him that, even though that was not his name. Something was telling me that's not this child's name. So I'm afraid of that happening again. So I never want to get like too attached to a name, but we have a couple that we like and you guys will just have to find out. Shona, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm really not sure, I'm sorry. It's really, really pretty though. SHONAGH asks, have you ever had problematic skin? Would you recommend any tips for someone who has? Sorry, the landscape people are here. Yes, I've had problematic skin since pretty much the day I was born. My mom always said that I was never one of those babies that had like baby soft skin. My skin was always like rough and dry and just kind of like not what you think a baby's skin is supposed to feel like. I've always had like allergies and really sensitive skin. For most of my life I had like eczema, I've had so many things that like nobody can diagnose. It's just a little bit bizarre. I've been on prednisone and other steroids many times because my skin will just act up and like in the most horrific ways. And it's at the point now where I've actually stopped going to the dermatologist because I've never gone in and had them say, oh yeah, that's this, let's fix it. They always misdiagnose everything. They always look at me like, what the heck? What is wrong with you? I don't know what your skin is doing. I don't know how to fix it. And they just give me steroids and I am never taking those again. Ever. So what I've actually found to help, and that was the second part of the question, the most life-changing thing that I've done to kind of make my skin more like even and just chilled out and more normal is changing my diet. Your skin is affected by what you put into your body. So anytime a doctor says like, oh, you have acne, put this on it, or take this drug, or you have dermatitis, put this steroid cream on it, take this prednisone, red flag. And even in esthetician school, they did not teach us this, which drives me crazy, but when your skin is presenting symptoms on the outside, that means there are even bigger things happening and going wrong on the inside. So for me, changing my diet was like, it was pretty much all I needed to do in order to make my skin come back under control, and it has made the biggest difference. I could do a whole separate video on that if you guys want to, and it's something I'm really passionate about, so I might just do it anyway. Isabella says, where did you get your Prada Marfa sign? Also, I love your videos. Keep up the awesome work. Thanks, Isabella. You're so sweet. She's referring to that sign that's hiding behind my flowers back there. If you don't know, that's a reference from Gossip Girl, which was like, I love Gossip Girl so much. I love it so much. I was devastated when it ended, and I just adored that show. But there's a gigantic version of that. It's probably like an original or whatever in the show in the Vanderwoodson home, and ever since the first time I saw it, I was like, I have to have that. I did all this research about like what it means and where it came from and what it is and stuff like that, and I tried to shop online and find one, and they were either way too expensive or they were like distorted and in weird proportions where it didn't quite look like the one that I had seen on TV. So I decided to just go ahead and make that one. I basically just had like a reference photo of the very one that I wanted to kind of knock off, and I drew by hand the letters to make them match exactly, and the numbers and everything in the arrow, and then I spaced them out, and it was a little bit painstaking, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and it wasn't like super difficult. Like seriously, anyone could make that, but it's quite fun. I like it, and it was way inexpensive because I made it myself. Grace asks, let's see, cool video, very interesting. My question for you is, are you a Christian or do you practice a religion? Love you too, Grace. And sorry, Huz is texting me. The answer is yes, I am a Christian. I've mentioned it before in my videos, but it was a long time ago, I think. Probably my last Q&A. Or my 50 facts about me. I'll link those down below. Okay, I've also gotten a lot of questions about starting out on YouTube, starting out as a beauty vlogger, starting out as a makeup artist, starter makeup kits, beginner makeup tips and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to do like separate videos for things like that because there's just too much. It's Ray K, who by the way is adorable and sweet, and you always leave the sweetest comments, says, when/how did you start working for Makeup Forever? So if you don't know, I talk about it on the vlog channel sometimes. I do freelance makeup for Makeup Forever. I actually used to work for Sephora, and I had to quit that because the schedule was more demanding than I could really handle with like my husband and Levi and all that stuff, and our schedule being super busy. So I had to leave Sephora, sadly, because I really did have fun working there. But like maybe a year or two after I left Sephora, Makeup Forever actually reached out to Sephora asking if they knew of any like people they'd recommend to do freelance work, and my old boss contacted me and said, hey, I know about this position with Makeup Forever, thought you might be interested, and it worked out. And I always say, and this is completely true, like I wasn't looking for a job, I didn't need a job, and it felt like it was just like kind of meant to be. But if it had been any other brand that Sephora carries, I would have said no. Because like I said, didn't really need a job, wasn't like desperate for work. And Makeup Forever is a brand that I've said before, like I stand behind 100%. And it's been that way for 5 years since I discovered them. When I was going to get like my wedding makeup routine all nailed down, that was the brand that I just fell in love with. And I just appreciate all of the, I don't know, just the care and the quality that goes into their products. So yeah, like I said, any other brand came knocking down my door, I would have said no. But Makeup Forever, I just loved so much, and I really love working for the brand too. They're an awesome brand to work for. Hannah says, what is your favorite color? She says, it's a dumb question, but I really love to hear people's answers. No, I actually don't think it's a dumb question. I actually love that question. Out of all the things in life, like not just out of all the things in makeup, but of all the things in life, color speaks to me, and I get so much satisfaction from like looking at colors and seeing beautiful colors. So my answer to the question is gonna sound weird after saying that. My favorite color is actually black. I think black is just the most gorgeous color ever. It goes with everything. It looks good on everybody. It's just, I just love it. It's so pure and deep and like dark and mysterious. I don't know. I guess if you said that I had to pick a color that was not black, I would probably say purple. Okay, and then my last question for today comes from Karen, who asks, what motivated you to make YouTube videos? Love all your tips and tricks. Thank you. I would say, I don't really know what motivated me specifically. I can't really like pinpoint it, but I'm the kind of person, like when I get an idea in my head, I will not rest, and I will not let anyone around me rest until I carry that idea out. It's just like something about me that makes me very difficult to be married to, but that's just the way that I am. And YouTube was like that. When I was pregnant with Levi 5 years ago, I discovered like the YouTube beauty world and started just like watching videos like crazy, and like I had always loved makeup, so it was kind of just a natural thing to do. But I just one day was like, I don't know, I just felt like I had something in me that I needed to get out. That's the best way that I can describe it. Okay, so the outro for this video disappeared. I don't know if I wasn't filming or if it just got deleted off my camera. I'm not sure what happened, so I'm redoing it now. It's a different day, a different time, a different place. No, same place. The rest of it's true though. I was just gonna say, go ahead and follow me on all the social media. I will list them all down below and on the screen here. Also, I have started being a little bit more active on Snapchat. I'm an old person and like, I don't really understand how Snapchat works. And I know that everyone goes through a phase like that and it's okay, but I don't know. I noticed that a lot of you have like added me, and then am I supposed to add those people, or, and if so, how do I do that? And I don't know. I just don't know how it works. But I've been putting up stories, so I hope that you can see those. Let me know. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what I should be doing. Comment down below, because I need some help. But anyway, other than that, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!